Everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the RC Sailors, and we have a drone here that costs about what a meal at McDonald's costs, $20. We wanted to show you guys that you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to get it in the air and have fun. So let's see what $20 can get you.
That's a meal for Nathan.
Well,
not for normal people.
I mean, if you get 30 nuggets plus 20 sauces and a side of fries and a milkshake. So inside we have everything we need to fly, and really for $20, as long as this gets in the air, I'll be pretty impressed, especially in this gusty wind that we have now. It picked up very quickly. So here's our USB charge cable. It takes about an hour to charge this battery, and I'm guessing we'll probably get somewhere between 5 and 8 minutes of flight time if I had to ballpark it. Comes with little prop guards, so if you're a newer pilot, and most people buying this probably will be newer, I encourage you to install the prop guards to help save your motors and your propellers. Now the drone itself is a pretty basic looking drone. It's really just your little Plus or X style of drone. You know, there's nothing crazy cool looking about it except that bright red color. It's not very often we see these cheaper drones like a super bright red like that. I really like that.
It's cold too. I gotta chill.
You're shaking the camera, Abby. It's cooling off. Yeah, we're starting to hit some fall weather now, aren't we? Yeah. The battery is installed in the bottom, and there's a little on-off switch. This also has the option to have a camera installed. That's what that plug is right there. So if you pick up a cheap aftermarket camera, you could just plug it in right there. This is a 350 milliamp LiPo battery. That's a single cell, 3.7 volt. It could take a little bit bigger. You could probably go up to maybe like a 500 milliamp single cell battery. In this bag we have 2 spare props, those bright red props. That's interesting because the props that come on it are black, but it comes with red spares. That would help actually for orientation if you replace 2 of them. And then it also has 4 landing gear in here. But you know what? I'm going to extend the flight time and flight performance of this drone by not installing the prop guards or the landing gear. So as you progress with flying something like this, you can eventually take off the landing gear and then take off the prop guards, because it'll just extend your flight time, and you know, hopefully you don't bump into anything as you get a little better flying. Longer flight time, and like I said, the performance of the drone will be a little nicer too. And then it does come with instructions labeled here for your transmitter, so you know what the buttons do. And of course this is a non-altitude hold drone, so you do have to manage the throttle, which means it'll be a little bit more fun to fly, but it's not going to hold the altitude on its own. And pretty good looking little transmitter, especially for the price. It's about the size, well, it's exactly the size of an Xbox controller. Same shape and design and everything. So, you know, for $20, that's a really good little setup. If it flies well, then this will be worth every penny of that to a beginner trying to learn how to fly any type of drone. Let's get this thing in the air, see how it does. With a drone like this, you want to turn the quadcopter on first. It does have some lights. Let it sit on a level surface and then hit the power. The lights should change a little bit on the drone, and then we're going to do throttle up and throttle down, and now it's bound and the lights went solid. We do have blue lights that look to be on the front and red lights on the back, so that's pretty cool that it has lights for $20, that size and everything. I'm going to go ahead and take off, and hopefully this can handle this light breeze. Well, it's actually pretty gusty now. Sounds okay. I'm pulling back full power here, and it's fighting the breeze okay for how gusty it is. I'm actually going to up my rates 1, and now we should be able to fight the wind a little bit better. So this is a drone that I can just kind of zip around, have fun flying, learning orientation, and just really having a good time flying. Oh, sorry, Abby. I can also just kind of hover nice and slow with this. Just a good little beginner drone. We've got some construction going on behind us, so sorry about the background noise. It's really all we can do to get our videos out right now.
Between that and the gas planes today, we have
been struggling to get our videos
things
done.
filmed.
It's taken us a couple hours just to get an opportunity to film this for you. So let's up the rates one more time. 3 beeps, so really high zippy rates. Wow, yeah, okay, I'm pretty happy by that. Okay, let's do this. This is gonna be awesome. You ready? Filming at it?
Yeah.
Crazy, y'all. Cyclones. Oh, I've lost my orientation, so I have to push away, and there's forward. Okay. So let's see this a little closer. Okay, I'm just gonna do y'all, no cyclone. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Just y'all. That is so much fun. I didn't expect that. That's cool. Okay, let's go back to rate 2. That's a good one to just kind of zip around, even in this wind. I'm gonna fly up by the windsock so you can see how windy it is right now.
Well, that one isn't a good indicator
it's okay.
for lightweight drones,
It's pretty
though.
good. I mean, that's a heavy windsock.
It doesn't look like it's moving.
Now I'll
There's
get the one out
there.
to the right here. Follow me. Is it out there? It's gone.
It's gone. There's
Oh.
one over there, though. See. It's almost horizontal.
There, yeah. I'd say we have like 7 or 8 mile an hour winds right now, roughly, and gusting up a little higher.
So is there a flip button?
There is. Let's hit the flips. Nice little flip.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do crazy flips with this. Okay, my timing was off, so... Oh!
No!
Something happened there.
What'd you do?
It completely lost power.
It just lost power?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's strange.
The lights went off and everything, so that's really odd. Could have been a range issue, not really sure. Back to rate 2, I'm gonna fly again.
But the switch was still in the on position?
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah, so let's try, it happened when I was flipping, so let's zoom a little closer and see if it has anything to do with the flips. It's happening.
What are you
Kind of like a range
doing?
issue. I'm not. If I give it just a tiny bit of juice, it's enough juice to lift it, and the wind is kind of taking it away.
You're fired.
No, no. After I hit the flips.
Where are you?
Okay, let me explain
What are you
it.
doing?
Hold on, that's a weird thing. For some reason, after I hit the flip button, when I give it just a little bit of throttle, it's like overpowered amount of throttle. Watch. See? It's so much juice, even just a tiny bit, it's like full throttle. So, for some reason, the flips are messing with this really bad. So let's try again. We're gonna do it without flipping. Now, I've never seen a drone do that. I've never seen a drone's programming get messed up because it tried to do a flip. That's really weird.
Should you calibrate it?
I did. So let's try headless mode and return to home. And that's probably why this is $20. So if you buy this, don't hit the flip button.
It was doing so well up until that
Okay,
point.
we're gonna try, I'm gonna fly it out a little bit and do return to home. So it's flying off to the right. So the compass calibration is a little off. There goes all of our stuff. The boxes are sliding in the wind. Guys, it's really windy. Let's go up to the big windsock again and just show you how well this is flying in the wind. That's a lot of wind for this little drone. It really is. The windsock might knock me out of the air. Okay, I'm flying away from it. No, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. I don't want to mislead you guys in any way at all. I still think this is probably worth about $20. Just avoid the flip button. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people, too many people in fact, are out there buying very expensive drones as their very first drone. I think you need to learn on something like this before you hook yourself up with a high-end DJI Phantom, Mavic, Spark, or anything like that. And if nothing else, this is something that you can just take out, fly around, cut the throttle, hits the ground, and you don't have to worry about it. You can just fly something like this, smack it into the shrubs, and it's fine. You really don't have to worry about learning with this drone. That's what this should be.
This is a bare bone basic quadcopter.
Yep.
And another bit of advice for this, if you decide to pick it up, don't try to test the range. This is going to be to fly right in front of you.
Kind of like what we're doing.
20, 30 feet. Number two is if you take this and try to hit things like Nathan just did, if you notice, right when he hits it or slightly before, he cuts throttle. so you don't burn up your motors.
If you get stuck in a spot like that, keep the power off.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things you can do to make your quadcopters last longer. And those are 2 pro tips for you to remember.
Here's another little, just up close. Now, never do this with yourself. I just know that these are very weak motors in comparison to powerful things. You see, even though my finger is here stopping this, there's really no force at all making that move. I can feel just a little nudge, just like a touch.
But it'll burn it up.
Yeah, if you do that very long, it burns the motor up. So there's just a lot of things you can learn on a drone like this, what to do and what not to do. Another thing that I always recommend for new pilots, brand new pilots, is when you're just learning to fly, you should pick a glass box out in front of you. Maybe
Picture,
20 feet
not
out.
Picture, not pick. You said pick a glass box. Picture.
Sorry, imagine that space and do everything you can in your power to keep the drone in that close space. So let's do that. Let's take off. And we're going to keep our drone in this imaginary... Yeah, the wind is pushing the box off the table. Keeping the drone in the imaginary glass box. My glass box right now is, 10 feet high and 30 feet, maybe in all directions. And if the wind, which is pushing me pretty hard, would happen to push my drone out of that glass box, I'm just going to ease off on the throttle and let it come down. A lot of people, what they do on their first drone is this. They get it bound up, ready to fly, and they say, "Hey Cletus, what say we see how high this here drone can go? Are you ready?" And then we do this. And in a strong breeze, that drone is gone, completely gone, flies away in the wind. And then they call the manufacturer and they say, "Y'all sold me a faulty drone. It flew right away in the wind and it has a GPS lock." So it happens very often, way too often than I'd like to admit.
We had an awesome server at IHOP just like a week ago.
Yeah.
And he told us, and we thought he was so awesome, and he told us his drone story. He had a drone probably that he said he got from Wish.
Yeah.
$20, took it up, his girlfriend asked how high it would go, and it flew away just like that.
Right.
We felt bad, we had a drone in our trunk, so we gave it to him.
Yeah.
So that is the experience a lot of people have because they try to push the limits with things that they shouldn't be pushing the limit on.
Here's another quick tip too. A lot of people don't realize drones, as they are flying and those motors are spinning, they're pushing air down below them to create lift. And so when you're flying a drone, let's say you're hovering low to the ground, all of that air is getting pushed out and around the drone, and it's creating something called prop wash. And that makes it harder to fly. It's kind of having to fight its own prop wash. But as you get a bit higher, that prop wash is not as strong and it can hover a bit more stable. So what you want to do when you're flying a new drone is try to fly waist to chest height in this general area. Yeah, no. And so if you can keep that below your head but above your waist in that general area, that's a good level to challenge yourself.
I don't know how this turned into a tips video.
I think this is the perfect drone to be a tips video. I think that's what the direction I wanted to go with.
It's a pretty basic quadcopter that a lot of people end up with something that's like this that's really basic. And
yeah.
They fly it away and then they don't want to fly drones anymore.
Right, it can be discouraging, but something like this, if flown the right way, can be very encouraging. Okay. You can get a lot better.
So you're fired. My turn.
Abby's gonna fly now. So Abby's at the controls now. She's gonna show us that a crazy person can fly this drone too. I'm trying to, okay. Now remember, you got a lot of wind pushing you today.
Remember, you have one job.
Film you.
Not boss me.
Oh, okay. Says the person that the drone is going to fly away. You're doing good.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
There's the wind, huh? If you notice your drone starting to fly away in the wind, it's not a bad idea to cut the throttle or ease off the throttle and let it come down. It's better to have the drone land a little hard in tall grass that's 100 feet away from you than it is for the drone to completely fly away. You lose it and potentially hurt other people.
If this flies away, because I have a feeling it will. If I have power.
So what you want to do is just hover it fairly high-ish.
Oh, that's the battery life.
Oh, really? Okay. We're getting some blinking lights on the bottom to let us know the battery's low. It would have done that in the flight too, but we couldn't really see it because it's pretty bright out right now. Overall, this is actually a really good drone. It did have one major fault, which was the flip function. When you did a flip, when it recovered from the flip, the throttle got stuck in the full position. So that's a big flaw. My advice would be to tape that off or just know not to hit that button. Overall, it's actually pretty good though. A good drone to learn on. Nice and bright, very easy to see. If you lose it in grass, it's very obvious. Stands out really well. And, you know, for $20, I think it's a home run, personally. Hopefully, some of these tips from this video helped you guys out. Just know that we try to throw out tips in the middle of most of our videos as we're flying things. So our channel, if you're new here, is a very beginner-friendly channel. We're very honest about things that don't work properly and things that are worth your money. So be sure to check out some of our other videos and find the perfect drone for you. And if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. By the way, you can get this linked in the description box below, and we'll have it pinned in the comments section below this video as well. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye!